Oh, what another solid win for the Sixers, taking down Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks tonight at home on the second night of a back-to-back for the Philadelphia 76ers. Getting a cool W to improve to 16-11 on the season. Welcome to the PHLY Sixers postgame show, live from the Xfinity studio, along with Roy. I'm Devon. Bree hanging out with us as always, the president of basketball operations. I'll tell you what, she put together a pretty good team here for having them at 16-11 with 27 games in the books. Pretty solid. We'll talk about much more as we go along. We are presented by Bet365. As always, our presenting sponsor. Make sure you check out Bet365 when you sign up. Use code PHLY365 when you do sign up. I think we did pretty good tonight overall in our betting with Bet365. So we'll get to so much from the unsung hero, temperature check, and everybody here on the Sixers tonight with this really good win. Once again, final score tonight, 121-114. Let's get to the main thing. We'll see if we can catch up with Derek Bodner at the arena as well. Nice. Let's get to the main thing.
Let's do it.
From Roy Burton.
Sixers go back-to-back, just like the Birds. Sixers back-to-back wins, sweeping back-to-backs for the third time this season. Of course, our Birds, our Philadelphia Eagles, back-to-back NFC East champions. It's a beautiful thing, Devon.
How about that? Yeah, back-to-back NFC champs. Hasn't been done in 20 years in the NFC East. They get that done. But no, and to your point of it being the back-to-back for the Sixers, this wasn't an easy back-to-back. Yes, they did not have to travel far. New York back to Philadelphia, quick bus ride, train ride, whatever they want to do. They normally take the train, but not a heavy lift to do that. But you have to come back and you need to play. No Paul George, no Joel Embiid. Right. Still without Kelly Oubre and without Trendon Watford. Right. Dallas was off. They were here waiting for you to get in town, and you jump out to an early lead. They reclaimed the lead in the third quarter by defeating the Sixers, as usual, in the third quarter. As usual, 35-23. Right. But the Sixers didn't turn it around and best them by a plus 13 in the fourth quarter. Tyrese Maxey was 16 of his game-high 38. Yeah. So no back-to-back is easy in the NBA. No matter how far you have to travel, whether it's a back-to-back at home. You played 48 minutes the night before. Yep. It's going to be a tough one. And Maxey, again, played his usual 40 minutes and still dropped 38 after playing close to 38 minutes last night in the win over the New York Knicks. So for them to get this back-to-back victory on against a really good team, an NBA championship contending team against the New York Knicks, and then a team waiting for you that has been playing really well. They've won 6 of their last 8 basketball games, putting together some really solid games. Cooper Flagg, Anthony Davis playing at a high level. Tonight you get a Naji Marshall going perfect 8 for 8 before he finally missed a shot for the Dallas Mavericks, and he was 9 for 12 on the night for 22 points. This was a really good win for them. Yeah. We talked about the length. How are they going to handle the length? Defensively, slowing them down, not allowing too many transition buckets. We discussed the rebounding. That was a big discrepancy despite the win last night against New York. The Sixers did much better, 47-44 on the glass. And we'll talk about certain players like Adem Bona and Jared McCain in the closing lineup with Jabari Walker too. We'll get to them later. But it starts, again, with the backcourt of Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe.
Absolutely starts with those guys. Again, you always wonder who's going to pick up the slack when Embiid's out, especially tonight with Paul George out. Tyrese Maxey did Tyrese Maxey things. 38 points, 16, as you mentioned, in that fourth quarter after 22 points in the first half and went scoreless in the third quarter. But somebody else would have to step up. Somebody else we knew would have to step up and kind of help out Tyrese Maxey, with that scoring burden. Here comes VJ Edgecombe. VJ Edgecombe, fantastic game tonight. 14 points in the first half, 12 in the second half. He had that run in the first half, which was just unbelievable. That 9 points in 45 seconds with the 2 and 1s. Just an unbelievable player. Again, we talked about in the pregame show, comparison is a thief of joy, right? We have these Dwayne Wade and Westbrook and Oladipo comparisons. When I go to sleep tonight, right, I'm going to be counting all the different ways that I think VJ Edgecombe can blossom into a star because, again, it's looking like he's going to be a very important part of this backcourt for years to come.
64 points between the starting backcourt right, where they put up these big numbers. And it's funny because I see Vinny in the chat, Vince Pellegrini, of course, our guy, Vinny in the chat, and Vinny and I were talking, and he was like, this is their team now.
Yeah.
Despite the fact that how good George has been.
Doesn't matter.
And when Embiid is back, this is their team right now. We know it's going to be their team in the future because they've shown enough. You cannot break these two up. This is your group. 25, Tyrese Maxey. VJ Edgecombe is what, 19, about to turn 20, whatever. Somewhere around there. Yeah. But this is the future of this basketball team, but it's also the current. And they are 16 and 11. Mm-hmm. They've had some really tough games. This was another clutch game, even though they won. And they won by the margin that they did by 7 points. This was another clutch game for the Sixers where it's a close one within 5 minutes. They needed some defensive stops. Yep. They had a different closing lineup out there on the floor than they did last night because of Paul George not being available. And Andre Drummond wasn't a part of it tonight. And Adem Bona was. Again, we'll talk about them a little bit later, but the driving force are those two players and what they are able to do as this backcourt defensively with VJ Edgecombe, where he can still play that two-way game, but give you some clutch buckets. That one drive that he had where you were like, oh, that's a great finish. Yeah. Sometimes you can go too fast. We've seen it with Maxey over the years. We've seen it with VJ Edgecombe in his first 20-plus games with the Sixers where you're just going too fast down the middle of the floor and you can miss the layup too hard off the backboard because you cannot slow down. He had a great acceleration and enough of a deceleration to finish that play, get that layup when they needed it in transition. Mm-hmm. And he just continues to show how important he is and how much the growth is there for him. Confidence is through the roof right now.
Yeah, through the roof. Again, not scared of the moment, as we talked about before. It's really impressive that, we're 27 games into the season, like a third of the way into the season. And you already have a good chemistry between those guys, and you have kind of a good, like everybody else kind of knows their role on this team, kind of fits in around that. Like I think we all realize, like you said, Maxey and Edgecombe are the keys to this team, right? And so, Paul George comes in as a supplementary scorer. He's going to be, a very good wing defender. Joel Embiid, when he's in the lineup, he is what he is. And and then your bigs, your Watfords, your Jabari Walkers, your Dominick Barlow, so we'll talk about later. Like they just kind of play their role. Like everybody kind of knows their role. And you're only 2 months into the season. Like usually it takes a little bit more time for that kind of chemistry to come together. But again, you're a third of the way into the season, and everybody, I think they're in a pretty good rhythm, if nothing else, because again, like everybody kind of knows what their role is on this team, and everybody's been, at least recently, has been playing up to expectations. And in the case of Dominick Barlow tonight, has been outsized their expectations.
No, and if they can keep this up, and when the guys do get back, Oubre, Watford, we've seen them already with George and Embiid when they're out there, and we've seen Edgecombe now in these last week and a half of what he's been able to do with them, and then Maxey back in the lineup, seeing what they can do together in that backcourt. This is going to be pretty good, and they've got a tough schedule when it comes to January. So these final few games, with the game on Tuesday at home where they play, I can't remember who they play, Brooklyn. Yeah, is that the Brooklyn game at home?
I think it's Brooklyn.
Yeah. All right. They Tuesday against Brooklyn, and then they come back on that Friday night and they play. And then I think they have one more or two more before the new year turns over. 17 games in 30 days in the month of January. It would be really nice to keep this momentum going, stack up these W's, because you get to January and it's going to be really tough with Embiid and George in and out of the lineup. Hopefully you get Kelly Oubre, Trendon Watford back, and the chemistry that you talk about of everyone knowing their roles and where they are. They're doing a really good job
very good.
of knowing what to do, when to do it, and how to get it done to secure these victories. There have been a bunch of these clutch games that we've talked about where they haven't closed out well.
Right.
The way that they closed tonight, Edgecombe was decent in the third quarter despite the fact that they were a -12. Maxey then coming back into the game late in the third, the entire fourth, scoring his 16. We had issues with Maxey. Can he close? No longer a question. Yes, he's been tired in moments where they needed his closure, and he hasn't done it. His closing, and he hasn't done it. But we're seeing it again here with last night in New York and tonight here against this basketball team.
And kudos to this team for, being able to, put up 121 points, given the fact that Quentin Grimes has been struggling from the field. We'll probably talk about him a little bit later, but Quentin Grimes is missing layups tonight, multiple layups tonight. So, obviously, like when you come into the season, like you think that Quentin Grimes is probably going to be, your sixth man is going to give you 50, a consistent, 15, 18 points a game off the bench. Hasn't been doing that the last week or so. So, kudos to Edgecombe for stepping up, when, we've, had a lack of scoring from Grimes and when we've had Paul George out of the lineup.
Yeah, no question, man. And look, to have this basketball team playing this way, let's just give it to Tyrese Maxey right now. The player of the game, Tyrese Maxey on the night with 38 points on the evening, Buckets. 15 for 31, very efficient. Again, just under 50%, 5 for 11 from three. He was 6 for 12 last night. So 11 threes in 2 nights on 23 shots.
Don't hate it.
Not bad at all.
Don't hate it.
Not bad at all. 3 free throws, 4 assists. We were talking about that during the game. I thought he was going to get 5 assists, everybody.
Should have 5
1
assists.
steal, 1 block shot in 40 minutes, once again, for the player of the game, Tyrese Maxey. Just a tremendous, tremendous run. All of this off of being ill, missing 2 games. Yes, he had extra time off during the 12 games because they only played 2 games in that 12-day stretch. He comes back fresh against the New York Knicks, partly because, well, he needed the rest.
Yeah.
And he got the rest, and he came back and he dropped the numbers that he did last night, dropped 38 here tonight in a closing role as they needed him to do against this Dallas Mavericks team. So fun win tonight. Little roller coaster
fun.
because of the third quarter,
yeah.
like we have
It's
seen.
the NBA. Everybody makes a run, you know?
Yeah, but everybody makes a run on the Sixers in the third quarter coming out of the locker room. There's discrepancy there. But no, this is really good, man, to see this one play this way. And X-Man says, nah, Devon, players plural with Maxey, VJ, and Barlow. We'll get to Barlow. Hang on. We'll get to him after the break, X. Always love X checking in on the show. We appreciate it. We'll get to him. We'll get to him. Don't you worry. We might have to... We'll talk about him after the break. But with it, in the third quarter, what did you see that was different from what Maxey did in the third quarter? Or was it just an extension of what he did through the first 3 quarters and bringing it into the fourth?
Yeah, I think it was just kind of, being more aggressive after going scoreless in the third quarter. I think he kind of realized that, in that fourth quarter, he needed to kind of basically carry this team over the finish line, right? Like the team kind of played okay in that third. I mean,
and he was 0 for 3 in the third quarter.
Right. Yeah. So I think it was just a case where there were a couple of times where, when Maxey subbed out in the third quarter, like Edgecombe and Grimes, like scoring wise, they were able to make a couple of baskets. But I think Maxey realized in the fourth quarter, it's like, I have to be the one to kind of take this over the finish line because, it's probably not going to be, a 35-point Edgecombe night, right? And Quentin Grimes clearly didn't have it for most of the night. So I think it's just Tyrese Maxey just kind of becoming Tyrese Maxey and doing the things he can do. Again, like I said before to you, like I think we'll almost become spoiled about it. Like we were talking about the players of the game, and it's like, oh, ho-hum, here's another 30-point Tyrese Maxey game where like, this should be more, talked about more nationally, because if Tyrese Maxey was playing, 40-something minutes a night for the LA Lakers, scoring 31 points a game, it'd be on, all of the sports channels like every single night. And we're not talking about Tyrese Maxey enough for my liking.
That's funny because we were talking to Vinny Curry about that during one of the commercial breaks.
Yeah.
About the way that he's maybe not talked about enough around the NBA with some of these other guards in the NBA right now. I mean, the guy's the 3rd leading scorer in the NBA.
Right.
I don't know that he's going to be the leading vote getter.
Oh, no.
Because of Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And they're two U.S.-born players. So when we talk about the U.S.-born stuff,
that's right.
With the new rules, 2 USA teams, 1 world team for the All-Star game. Tyrese Maxey is going to be on the All-Star team. It's just a matter of is he going to be voted in as a starter, as an All-Star for them. So I'm curious because Philadelphia versus Detroit and the Cade Cunningham side of it, Jalen, count that in. You already know about that one. But Donovan Mitchell, Cade Cunningham, some of those others there. Vinny Curry has a point.
Yes, Vinny
has a point about how he's not getting the same type of love. They are talking about him, for sure.
Not enough.
But it's not the same.
I'm telling you, well, you said it, Vinny said it. If, again, guy this young, this age, 31 points a game, in a larger media market, probably will get a lot more headlines than what Tyrese Maxey is doing. And again, maybe
and the assists,
right?
By
and
the
the
way.
assists, and the assists. Maybe people just think this is kind of like some false narrative or false thing going on. Maybe it'll take until the All-Star break for people to realize, hey, this is for real. Like Tyrese Maxey's for real. Us as Philly, Sixers fans, we know this is for real. Maybe the national media just hasn't bought into it yet.
Yeah, so 64 points combined between VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey tonight. Tremendous work by them. And when you talk about the floor game, once again, turnovers tonight between the two. Both by Edgecombe, none from Tyrese Maxey in their both 34-plus minutes of run tonight. They were 25 for 52 from the floor and 8 for 22 combined from behind the three-point line with 8 assists and 8 rebounds and just those 2 turnovers on the evening for your backcourt of the future. Pardon me.
No.
Your current backcourt that is guiding the 16-11 now.
The present and the future.
Philadelphia 76ers. Before we go to break, make sure you hit that like button, everybody. Hit the like button. Sixers have won 2 in a row, 16-11 on the season. I'm buffering here. Let me reload here real quick. Orlando's playing tonight.
Here we go.
They're a game back of the Sixers, who are now in the 4th spot at 16-11, right tied with the Toronto Raptors, and the Raptors are 17-12, but the Sixers have the tiebreaker right there, 9-7 at home, 7-4 on the road, and the Sixers won their last game that they played the Toronto Raptors. So the Sixers are currently half game back of the Boston Celtics for the number 3 seed,
Nice.
5 games back of the Detroit Pistons for the number 1 spot, 3 back of the Knicks. They're 1 game up on the Orlando Magic, and the Orlando Magic are currently playing the Utah Jazz in Utah. 12-10 is the score at the moment. Boston beat Toronto tonight to help out the Philadelphia 76ers in those standings for your Philadelphia 76ers. So good stretch here for the basketball team. We're going to take our first break. We come back, hit the like button. Everybody, once again, please do. Please hit the like button, like and subscribe to the show. Spread the word. Spread the word, everybody, so you can let everyone know that we are certainly here, of course, on the PHLY Sixers postgame show. When we come back, we'll discuss the unsung hero of the night. His name might have been mentioned already there in the chat. We'll talk about him right here on the PHLY Sixers postgame show. All right, folks, there was actually a point in the Eagles game where you were wondering, Will Shipley's back there. He made an early fumble to start the game off. Do you want Jalen Hurts to be more secure with the football back there returning punts? Absolutely not. Still, Will Shipley, Britton Covey, you do that? No, it's not worth the risk, the time, or the money. You keep your stars focused on doing what they do best. And the same goes for your business. Togo can help any business looking to streamline operations, become more efficient, or unlock more time for their best people as well. From customer service and accounting to order management, logistics, admin, data entry, and even complex multi-step operational processes, Togo takes it off your plate at a fraction of the cost. Each Togo program includes dedicated staff, customized automations, and US-based engineers who act as your quarterback to help you out. At Togo, you call the plays, we execute. Visit harnesstogo.com, scale smarter, work faster, and stay focused on winning. All right, folks, we've been talking about during these ad reads a lot about the holiday season, and let's just simply talk about going into 2026, where you want to make sure your money is right going into the new year. New goals, all set for you. TrueMark Financial Credit Union is the place for you to be. If you've been waiting to take advantage of a great offer, boost your savings, help you out in 2026, here's one you don't want to miss. That's TrueMark Financial offering a 5-month certificate for a limited time at 4.25% APY, and with a minimum deposit of $500, it's an easy way to get started. Just $500, whether you're saving for a special goal, building an emergency fund, or just looking for a smart way to make money, TrueMark is the place for you to go. You can open your certificate today at TrueMark.com or by visiting any of their 24 branch locations. Annual percentage yield accurate at 12/15/25. That's December 15, 2025, and subject to change. Certificate requires minimum deposit of $500. Federally insured by the NCUA. Visit TrueMark.com for full details. Welcome back to the PHLY Sixers postgame show. Sixers win 121-114 over Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks. Please, again, hit that like button. I saw someone say, I think it was Bobby Iris, asking, how do I hit the like button? Well, while you're in the chat, you can just go right on over to underneath the video and you'll see a thumbs up. And you hit the like button. I don't have the thumbs up. We only had the foam finger. So we're kind of simulating this as the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up button there, Bobby, and we got it. He says, I figured it out. And we appreciate
Kyle
it.
Lowry, show me how.
Kyle Lowry, thanks for watching the show.
Thank you, Kyle.
Appreciate it. All right. We wanted to bring up something really quickly before we get to the unsung hero, and that is from Yams. Our buddy Yams says, I think they can compete for a top 3 spot.
Ooh.
It's a little generous. I think they can now, again, we said somewhere 5-6.
Right.
Where were you?
I was 6. I was a firm 6 beginning of the season. Kind of, waffled a little bit. But I've been 6-ish all season. Now, like you said, as of right now, they're 5 or tied for fourth. With the Raptors. Mm-hmm. They got 2 games in hand. They got the tiebreaker. You know what? I don't want to do that. I can't. I have to temper my expectations. I will say top 4, but again, the Celtics, not necessarily world beaters, right? I think the Pistons and Knicks are probably, clearly in that top three. I think that 3 seed is up. I don't say up for grabs, but I mean the Sixers are in the mix. They are in the mix, whatever you want to call it.
In the mix for the top 6.
For the top 4.
Top 4, really?
4. Yeah, for the top 4. Like when you watch the NFL playoff things, they have like in the hunt. You have like teams that are like around the hunt, like around the mix. Sixers are in the hunt for a top 4 seed. I think so.
I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Let's just kind of like ride that fence a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not going to commit. It's 27 games. I'm not going to commit.
I like it. And then look, I'll stick with the
games.
top 6 because they're 5 games over 500. First time since they started off 5-0, as you pointed out.
Right.
But because of, at some point, you're going to look at, obviously, New York and Detroit, they're going to stay up there.
Sure.
Then you look at Cleveland. Will they get it together?
They get it better, right?
Yeah, will they get it together and turn things around the way that you need them to? And is it Orlando? Vinny Curry, thanks, man. Appreciate it. Happy holidays, Vin. I'm just in Boston, surprising me here.
Yeah, they're a little bit better than I thought.
With how they're doing it. So
they're better than I thought.
Yeah, and will Atlanta, Toronto kind of stay in that mix? I'll say top 6.
But we were already at top 6.
I'm keeping it at top 6.
All right. Well, let me play devil's advocate.
I like your 4, but I'm keeping. All right, go ahead, devil's advocate.
Devil's advocate again. We've already had 6 back-to-backs, right? So you have a healthy number of back-to-backs out of the way. I think they have 16 on the year.
Yeah.
So you have like 10 more over the next 4 months. So you've got a decent amount of back-to-backs out of the way, right? You should have a more consistent Paul George in the lineup, for these next 50 plus games. You should. Knock on wood, have a more consistent Joel Embiid in the lineup these next 50-something games. If you have more bodies to, and then, again, you're doing a lot of this without Kelly Oubre for the last few weeks and without Trendon Watford. When you get those guys back in the rotation a little bit more, maybe you're a consistent top 4 team.
Okay. So X says Detroit, New York, Boston, and Philly, top 4. Yam says Detroit series would be insane, and I saw someone else say the Cavs are frauds. X said
no
are
one ever
frauds.
believes in the Cavs.
I don't either. When they get to the playoffs, I think they're a regular season team, X.
Right.
I'm just saying at some point they're either going to trade Darius Garland or they're going to figure it out where they do enough regular season stuff to push themselves back up into the conversation. And I'm factoring in what the Sixers have on their schedule. January is going to be tough. February, you get a little bit of a break, of course, with the All-Star there. And then March is always a tough month for them schedule-wise, where they're on the road a lot.
Right.
They haven't even hit their West Coast trip yet.
Right.
And that's why I look at that. And with Embiid and George out of the lineup as much as they are, you get Kelly Oubre back. When Kelly Oubre is back, if he's on the team past the trade deadline, he's going to play. I'm not worried about him missing time.
Yeah.
Will he be on the team? We'll see. Watford, he'll play too. It's the other 2. Now, if we're just simply going off of Maxey and Maxey and Edgecombe doing their thing, and you're just not worried, well, he's going to hit the rookie wall again, I think, at some point.
I'm sure.
Yeah. So it'll
That's fair.
a little bit of a decline there, but that's why I'm saying 6. And then it's just all about matchups at that point.
Right.
Get your seating right at the end. And we're jumping way too far.
Yeah.
Way too far. Al would be yelling at me saying, I told you stop talking about the seating and all that stuff. I get it, but that's way too far. It's just where we were a year ago to where we are right now.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, like the optimism that you have now.
Yeah,
at this point.
I'm feeling pretty good about where they are.
Light years
I think they can be
higher.
better at home. They're 9-7 in 16 games.
Right.
They're a much better home team. I would like to see that happen. So Vinny, our guy, says top 3. You know I'm not going top 3, Vin. But
he doesn't want to get off top 6. I can't even get off him on top 6. This team just had 2 really good wins back to back, and I still can't get this man to budge from where he was back in October.
I'm not budging.
I don't know.
I'm not budging.
But to your point, though, again, they have played 16 of the 27 games have been at home.
Yeah.
They're going to have a road-heavy schedule. Now, they played well on the road, but again, like winning on the road's hard, right? Again, like 7-4 on the road, probably not going to keep up that winning percentage going forward. So to your point, I understand. You have a harder schedule coming up with a lot more road games. So yeah, like top 6-ish is probably more realistic. Well, I don't want to say more realistic. They should finish top 6 unless something almost catastrophic happens.
The Sixers picked up their 16th win of the season last year, January 24th.
Yeah, it's a while. Yeah, it's a while.
Against guess who? The Cleveland Cavaliers.
Ah.
As we talk about them. Yes, so good for them to have win number 16 right here. Really good win. Good to be talking about stuff like that, where they are now 5 games over 500. Let's get to the Togo Unsung Hero of the Night, presented by, of course, our good people from Togo, the leader in operations outsourcing. This is now because Rich P said we talked about him graduating from this award.
Okay.
And Rich P was right in the chat and said, this needs to just be named the Dominick Barlow Togo Unsung Award.
That's fair.
He was so good tonight that while he didn't win the player of the game, we're going to give him his own award.
Oh, wow.
Tonight, Dominick Barlow is the Togo Unsung Hero winner tonight.
Dominick Barlow is the Dominick Barlow Togo Unsung Hero.
Correct.
Of the award. Got it.
Correct.
Got it. Okay. Got it.
He had a Sixers high 21 points on 9 for 13 shooting.
Don't hit it.
4 boards, 2 assists. He made 1 3-pointer where we heard Tyrese Maxey talking to the television broadcast afterwards about what he means to this team, encouraging him to take those short corner 3-pointers. He was 1 for 4 tonight. So not a great percentage, but the one that he did make, he made it. Mm-hmm. And that's an improvement for him. And again, he did this in 30 minutes and 20 seconds. Played good defense on Cooper Flagg early.
Yeah.
Flagg figured it out as the game went along. But Dominick Barlow, man, this has been a great, great find by them. And I'm big on don't throw great in, when you're talking about players a lot, because too many people do that when it comes to these players in all of sports, where you throw out great and all that stuff. This was a great signing on a 2-way deal in early July for them to get this player on a 2-way deal, and he's your starting 4, where you're going to have a real conversation of when they're all back,
right?
If he needs to be in that starting 5, because that's how he's certainly in the top 6 of the rotation when they're back.
Right.
But this has been a fantastic find by them.
Yeah, you really shouldn't be able to find guys on 2-way contracts who are this good, who are this kind of vital to your success, right? Like Dominick Barlow just fills in all the other stuff that you need from this team, right? If you need him to score a little bit, he can score, he can rebound a little bit, he can play defense. He's, you and I talked about it, early in the game, and we saw it early. Like, he's bouncy. Like, he's got a little bit of a bounce to him. Like, he can kind of get to the basket and do some things. He's not just like a plotting big or things like that. This is 4 straight games scoring in double figures for Dominick Barlow. Like, you don't get guys on 2-way contracts who you can plug in the starting lineup and just, count on for, 12, 10, 12, 14 points a night. He's a really good player. Like, I thought before the season that Watford was going to, win that, power forward battle royale, they had, before the season. Dominick Barlow is the clear best guy out of that group, and he's really good. I mean, you're right. He's a great signing.
That's a great signing.
It's a great signing.
Great signing by them. So Bree was playing the video that he put the ball on the floor. They closed out. He put the ball on the floor. Left hand, his off hand, his weak hand, driving to the basket, and he gets to finish. And I think it was an and one on this one. Yes, the one that Bree is playing has the and one. But he did so much here tonight. Look at the closeout there, and he goes to his left, pivots back over his left shoulder for that jump hook, gets the call and all. What Bree perfectly choosing that video for this, because we talk about the 3-point shooting, everybody. We point out his defense, where I saw somebody in the chat said that Luke said, if you were to draw up someone in the lab to check Cooper Flagg, it would be Dom Barlow. And Luke, great point. It was what we talked about last night on the post-game show with Derek, pre-game with Roy, who's going to check him. And we said, Dominick Barlow. Yeah, you put him on there. But look at what we're saying again. Two-way guy,
Barlow.
Dominick Barlow, put him on their best player, this phenom, to slow him down because of the attributes that he has as a 6'9" player, the ability to move side to side, the length that he has, and he's not one that gets into all this foul trouble where you have to worry about him. You can trust him. Is basically what we're saying. On an island, one-on-one, where you don't need to send a double team, that's your assignment. You check him, do what you need to do. If you need help, we'll send it, but you got it covered. And with the closeout stuff, we discussed all that with the defense, the hustle, getting on the floor, loose ball. He had a great play where he dove on the floor, threw it behind his head for a finish from Jared McCain to VJ Edgecombe. That was because of his hustle that we talk about all the time when it comes to Dominick Barlow. But if he is able to, as we've discussed over the last couple of weeks, start to put the ball on the floor and show some juice with the dribbling, and creating shot opportunities for himself,
right?
Because he's not looking to pass.
No.
He is tunnel vision.
Right.
When he's doing this, he's going, he's locked in, but he's making good decisions when he takes these shots. These are not shots where it's out of his character to be taking these types of shots. These are shots that you're saying, yeah, I want you to take that shot. He's not taking pull-up jump shots.
Right.
He's taking everything going to the basket. Paint touches for Dominick Barlow.
And that's the thing. It's like Dominick Barlow, like, you know, when everything is back, you know, when you have all your Infinity Stones back, right, he's going to be your fifth option on offense. And again, if he plays within himself and can kind of do that as the fifth option on offense, then, I mean, like, again, like if you need him to score 12, 15, he can score 12 or 15. If you just need him to get in where he fits in and just kind of do, you know, again, like they said in the chat, the glue kind of stuff, he could do the glue kind of stuff. I don't see how Dominick Barlow just isn't your starting power forward for the rest of the season. I mean, he's that good.
Well, let's talk through it quickly while we're talking about the unsung hero, because the starting five is Edgecombe and Maxey in the backcourt, Paul George, Kelly Oubre, and Joel Embiid.
I'm sorry, Kelly.
Kelly Oubre was fantastic before he went down.
He was.
How do you take him out of the starting lineup? He didn't do anything.
You know how I take him out of the starting lineup? I write Dominick Barlow in the starting lineup, and I put the starting lineup and submit it to the referees. That's how I take him out of the starting lineup. That's how you do it. And I do that for 50 more games. He's, again, like, you tell me, all right, fine. You tell me, who would you rather have? Again, if Kelly Oubre plays, no, I'm serious. If Kelly Oubre plays to that level, who would you rather have as your starting power forward? The Kelly Oubre you saw before, or this Dominick Barlow?
The best lineup construction
who
is Dominick Barlow.
Okay, yeah.
I don't know. It's going to be a tough one.
Come on.
It's going to be a tough
one.
Come on. It's going to be a tough one.
Are we sponsored by a fencing company? Did I miss another ad here? Like, I got to get you off this fence. I can't get you off the top six. I can't get you off of this Kelly Oubre thing. Let's go. Come on.
Dominick Barlow, our Togo unsung hero, the leader in operations outsourcing. Let Togo handle the work that gets in the way of your work. You call the plays, we execute with the Dominick Barlow Award. I don't know.
Come on.
He has been that good. He has been that. And look,
that's how you know.
I am one to say that Kelly Oubre is one that, hey, man, you're best off the bench. Kelly Oubre. You come in with Jared McCain and Quentin Grimes.
Get us some buckets.
And go after it with Andre Drummond. You go score because I know that's what you're going to do, but you're also going to bring the defensive chops with those two guys that may not be. Well, Grimes is a two-way defensive player because he does give effort on the defensive side. McCain, smaller, but he competes.
Right.
And Drummond is just going to gobble up all the rebounds that you need. I get it.
Come on over.
I like them both as starters.
Come on.
And
help me out, Chad.
I never knew I would say it about either one of them. And I'm talking about both of them. Everybody, that's our Togo unsung hero, Dominick Barlow. It's his award. He was so good, having a Sixers career high. 21 points on the night for Dominick Barlow. He was tremendous. We also want to welcome in, if you're coming from the Eagles post-game show, we hope you are, welcome on the PHLY Sixers postgame show. Sixers win 121-114, where the Birds and the Sixers both win. The Flyers, unfortunately, we're sorry that,
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3 is pretty good because I think the last time, wasn't it 0 for 3, Bree? A couple of Sundays ago when they all played, it was 0 for 3. So we'll take 2 out of 3 for the two teams. The Flyers this afternoon fell to the Rangers 5-4. in New York. All right, when we come back, we'll get to a temperature check. 2 other guys that played pretty darn well. Don't worry, Yams, we'll get to him too. We're going to talk about some other players on the other side for our Ace Hardware temperature check. Sixers win 121-114, 16-11 on the season. Tremendous work from the backcourt, Maxey and Edgecombe. Others we'll discuss when we get back here on the PHLY Sixers postgame show. What kind of dreams did you have when you were a kid? What did you want to be when you grew up? Did you want to start your own business, become an entrepreneur? I used to want a sneaker store, maybe start a sports bar or something like that. Well, you know what would have helped me out with that sneaker store, especially sending sneakers all around? That is Shopify, right? Well, Shopify is the e-commerce platform behind millions of businesses around the world and 10% of all e-commerce in the U.S. Shopify even powers the PHLY merch store, where we have all of our hats, our shirts, etc., where you can make sure you get there. Make sure you get your PHLY Sixers shirt. Shopify has you covered with website creation, product descriptions, email and social media marketing, and more. They also have AI tools designed to help you maximize sales. So if you're ready, turn your big business idea into Shopify. With them on your side, sign up for your $1 per month trial and start selling today at shopify.com/allcity. That's shopify.com/allcity. How do you sit back with all the family and relax, watching your basketball and your football team pick up W's, your hockey squad as well, with a cool crooked tee? Everybody's got their favorite hard tee, but have you ever turned the can around to read it? Maybe not, and you can't because they don't tell you. And while they hide what's inside, Crooked Tea brings about it. Crooked Tea brews real USDA organic for real flavor with zero sugar, no fake junk hiding behind the label. What you see is what you drink. Next time you're at the store, flip the can. If you can't find the ingredients, just put it back. Then grab a Crooked Tea, zero sugar, real tea, and fully transparent. We have them here in the office. You know Philly, real recognizes real. That's why we have them here. So why drink the fake stuff? Crooked Tea is the only thing better as a strip sack in the Super Bowl. Visit crookedtea.com to find a storage near you where you can cool down with the great, great tasting Crooked Tea. Might as well go ahead and celebrate with that Crooked Tea after getting these 2 wins here tonight. Welcome back to the PHLY Sixers postgame show. Roy, Devon, Bree, all of you in the chat. Appreciate it as always. Good to see you. Let's get to the unsung hero of the night. We did that one. Nope. Let's go to the temperature check now with Ace Hardware Temperature Check presented by Ace Hardware Home Services. Visit acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next project. We got to go to 2 people here tonight. Don't you worry, X. We're getting there to the other guy. But we got to get to these 2 specifically because we were talking about them both in the pregame for a good bit, and that is both Jared McCain and Adem Bona for the job that they did. 12 points for McCain off the bench. Yeah. Adem Bona, 10 points off the bench, and also 8 rebounds for the backup big. 8 boards. 5 and 5 for McCain, by the way. 5 boards, 5 assists. So the smaller dude helping on the glass as well. And that came in the clutch, man. But temperature checks on both of them. McCain, 2 games in a row where he's in the closing lineup. Tonight, Bona also in the closing lineup instead of Andre Drummond. But McCain, 3-for-11 from the floor. So what? Got some good looks. Yeah. Some of them dropped. Got the assists, the rebounds. Again, second consecutive night, he's in the closing lineup.
Yeah, right here, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Again, not really concerned about the 3-for-11 when you're doing all the other stuff, the little things. He was a plus 20 in the first half. Yeah. You know, the next best was plus 8, which was a Adem Bona, who we'll talk about in a second. Plus 29 on the game, right? Like, again, if you're not impacting the game by making baskets, there's plenty of other things you could do on the floor, right? And Jared McCain, shot wasn't falling early. I think it was 1 of 6 in the first half. But again, he was able to do a bunch of other things for this basketball team to help them, bring it over the finish line.
It was great to see it, man. He looks comfortable.
He looks better.
Again.
Looks better last couple of games.
Again, looks like he trusts what he's doing when he's putting the ball on the floor. Some of these longer defenders are going to block his shot. It's just going to happen. Right. We know that. That's okay. It happens. But he was really, really good. And then you go to Adem Bona, where, again, we asked, help out on the glass. Drummond did his part. He had a double-double. I mean, he had 6 and 12 tonight. He had his 12. Yeah. But Adem Bona was good. 24 minutes, 46 seconds off the bench, only 2 personal fouls. The 10 points, 1 block, 1 steal, active again with the 8 boards, and 6 offensive rebounds. Great. We still needed him to defensive board. Still need a defensive board.
If you're going to give me 6 offensive rebounds, I know. I'll live with it.
I know.
6 second chance boards, I'll live with it. I'll live with it.
Because as a team, they had 20 offensive rebounds.
Yeah, man. I didn't think this team could offensive rebound. I mean, like, you saw what happened with the Knicks last night. Like, I saw the Knicks could do offensive rebound. Like, you could actually grab your own shot that goes off the rim. I didn't know the Sixers knew they could do that, but apparently they could, and they knew they could do it. 20 offensive rebounds, 6 rebounds. 6 for Adem Bona. Kudos to them for that, and 7 for Andre Drummond. Gosh, we should mention that as well. Yeah. 13 offensive rebounds between those 2 guys. You forgot Adem Bona's most important stat tonight. Well, actually, there's two important stats. One, we talked about in pregame.
Are you going to bring up the three-pointer?
I'm bring it up.
The three-pointer?
Got to. The sharpshooter.
Hey, y'all, I was like, no.
He's like, no.
No.
Goes in. What happens?
I still said no.
Exactly. He said, still was a bad shot.
Nah, I don't take that shot. But he nailed it.
All shots that go in are good.
Jared McCain with the pass.
All shots that go in are good. Oh, they're all good. Come on. You Give him some love.
I'm giving him love. He's in the temperature check. He's in a temperature check.
Oh, man.
Yeah. But no, Adem Bona, we asked him to get some rebounds. He got 6 offensive boards, 2 defensive rebounds, totaling 8. And the entire Mavericks team had 8 offensive rebounds on the night. So I give him credit for that. Again, baby steps, small things.
Baby steps.
Baby
steps. 2 fouls in 24 minutes.
Yes.
Kudos.
Which allowed him to stay on the floor.
Yeah. Kudos to you, Adem. That's what we talked about in the pregame. You have to stay on the floor. Gave us 24 minutes. Only had 2 fouls during that run. Kudos to Adem Bona for.
So you combine center minutes tonight: 16 points. 20 rebounds between the two of Andre Drummond getting 12, Adem Bona 8. So you get 20 boards there, 1 block shot, 1 steal, and they also had a combined 3 assists, and that was Andre Drummond with those 3 assists. Also, 2 3-pointers from the 2 of them.
2 threes.
Andre Drummond again, catch and shoot. No problem.
Oh, man.
No problem at all.
Yeah.
So really good work by the both of them coming off the bench, giving them some nice minutes there off the bench, where you got 22 points between Jared McCain and Adem Bona off the bench for the Philadelphia 76ers. So that just gives Nick Nurse the confidence and the trust to be able to throw them out there. And again, closing lineup for those two. Adem Bona closing lineup against Washington, that was fun. 5 minutes. He was phenomenal with those blocks and all against Washington early in the season, but we've seen so many struggles from him over the last couple of weeks that I'm like, Nick Nurse, you got to get him out, bring Andre Drummond back into the game, or have Barlow or Walker close out as a small ball 5. No, Bona closed it out, and he did pretty darn good.
Yeah, and kudos to Nick Nurse for sticking with that closing lineup that entire fourth quarter, right? Like, again, like sometimes I guess you just get a feel, and you just kind of know which guys are going to play well and, figure things out. And the Sixers had a heck of a time dealing with the Mavericks, in the first 3 quarters. Mavericks just got to the paint, basically got as deep as they wanted to in the paint. They figured out, defensively, how to shut the Mavs down. Mavs 7-23 from the field in that fourth quarter because those 5 guys kind of figured that out on defense. And
activity.
So, yeah, exactly. So kudos to Nick Nurse for sticking with that team. Like, he found the 5, that group of 5 that can kind of stick with the Mavericks defensively and rode those guys out.
That is our Ace Hardware temperature check. Both Jared McCain and Adem Bona heating up for the Philadelphia 76ers. Visit Ace Hardware Home Services online at acehardwarehomeservices.com to get started on your next project. Final break for us. When we come back, the 5th start closing guy in that lineup. X, you asked for him. We were going to talk about him, and he's coming up on the other side. Sixers win 121-114, 16-11 on the season. One more home game before the Christmas holiday, and they go on the road there after that. Can they improve to 17-11? Well, I think the team is playing so well that maybe they will do just that. But we're talking about this victory, this team, this backcourt, and this 5th player in the closing lineup on the other side right here on the PHLY Sixers postgame show. My nephew's birthday was today, so you know what I did for him? I went to Game Time, and he wanted to see Cooper Flagg take on VJ Edgecombe in South Philly. Bam! Got it done right there at Game Time, because Game Time is the place for you to go for all your entertainment, whether it's comedians, music acts, or sporting events, including World Cup. The easy way to buy World Cup tickets right there at Game Time, and tickets for every kind of event in your area, including your basketball or football teams as they guide towards the postseason. Fees are included, yes, right up front. No surprise fees at checkout. Zone deals, favorite, get a panoramic view for the seat in the app before you choose where you want to sit in the arena. Lowest price guaranteed right there at Game Time. Will credit you 110% of the difference. Take the guesswork out of buying soccer tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use code PHLY for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code PHLY for $20 off. Game Time. Download the Game Time app today. It's that time of the year, everybody, where you're either hosting for the holidays or you're over someone else's house and crumbs are dropping all over the place and you can't pick up everything because you can't see it. And you know what ultimately happens? You get some uninvited guests. And let me tell you about a local business that'll help you get rid of those uninvited guests. That is the great people at Evans Pest Control. Let me tell you about the local business that's been helping Philly owners and business stay pest-free for many, many years. Evans Pest Control. This isn't some giant national chain. They're a family-owned, community-focused pest control company right here in the Philadelphia area, and they've been earning the trust of neighbors for years. Listen, you don't want pets knocking on your door. They don't knock and tell you. They just show up. You don't need that, and this is the best place with a real business instead of a call center. So if you see signs of pets and you just want to prevent them before they start, maybe reach out to the Evans Pest Control. Visit evanspestmgmt.com to schedule your free consultation. That's Evans Pest Control at evanspestmgmt.com. Back here on the PHLY Sixers postgame show, final segment on this Saturday night. Birds win. Flyers, unfortunately, they lose the game. It happens. It's okay. Sixers get a nice win against Cooper Flagg and the Dallas Mavericks. We'll talk about Cooper Flagg, too, before we get out of here, just because of what we saw here tonight. A nice little jersey swap between Edgecombe and Flagg. Yeah, nice little jersey swap from them. Quick haiku from our buddy, Skunk. It's titled, The Real. Flagg is a big scrag. Tyrese is the final piece. There's hope in the air.
Ooh, I like that.
You like that one?
I like that one. Yeah.
Skunk Riley, super chat.
Skunk's nice with those.
Appreciate that, Skunk. Great stuff. Yes, Tyrese is the final piece, and the hope is certainly in the air. 5 games over 500 for this basketball
4 seed, baby, top 4.
I love it. I love it. All right, let's talk about X. You got him. Let's talk about it. Jabari Walker. He was only 1 for 5, only 2 points. But he had 8 boards, 5 defensive boards, 3 offensive rebounds. He had 2 points tonight. And we know that he has just played a pretty good stretch over the past couple of weeks. Jabari Walker, another two-way guy. So, again, great job. Great job when you combine both of those two-way players that Daryl Morey and Elton Brand were able to find this offseason. And you can see there on the screen the jersey swap. Edgecombe and Flagg,
nice
swapping, so just longtime friends and nemesis out there on the floor. The respect for both of those two. We'll talk about Flagg here shortly. But Jabari Walker, man, he is the one that's going to hit that number faster when it comes to games played.
Right.
So
what do you do?
I mean, you have to keep playing him.
Right. You can't not play him.
Yeah.
Like, he's been playing well. Yeah. So again, like, what do you do? You know. It's a great problem to have, right? It's a great problem to have to figure out, okay, which one of these bigs, are going to be in your rotation and things like that. Jabari Walker, 6 of those rebounds came in that fourth quarter. He played that whole stretch with
part of
the
closing lineup.
Right, part of that closing lineup, played all 12 minutes in that fourth quarter, had 6 of those rebounds in the fourth quarter, leading rebounder for both teams in that fourth quarter. Very good guy, again, very good player, very good defensively. Again, did what you needed to do to kind of, force the Mavericks, into a bunch of bad possessions in that fourth quarter. It's a really good problem for Nick Nurse to have. It really is.
No, it's a great problem to have.
Yeah.
But he has to find a way to get them on
keep
them on the floor.
Right.
So whenever Oubre and Wofford come back, you can expect some of those Walker minutes to maybe, dwindle a little bit, and that will happen for him. But he is already at, let me just double check again, because he was at like 20-some games left where Barlow had 30+ because all the time that he missed.
Right.
But he's been a really, really good one, man. Sometimes his shot is falling from the perimeter, and sometimes it's not.
Right.
But the one thing you always get is effort and energy.
Tough.
He is tough, man. And he snatches those boards on those offensive rebounds. He has, again, 3 tonight. He leaves no doubt, just snatches one hand, give me that, and goes back up or kicks the ball back out for his teammates. So even though the numbers weren't there scoring-wise, he did his part.
Again, everybody
in his minutes.
Like these bigs, they know their role. They play within themselves. They don't do anything that's kind of crazy. Like you never, like I don't say never, but you rarely see, Walker or Dominick Barlow make a play. You're like, what are you doing, right? Like again, they kind of play within their role of the team. And again, tonight was clearly Dominick Barlow's night to begin with. But again, in that closing lineup, Jabari Walker was the perfect piece to have in there against the Mavericks.
Here's his numbers in the fourth quarter for Jabari Walker. 2 points on that one made field goal, 1 for 1. 6 rebounds, 5 defensive, 1 offensive, and 1 steal in his time out there. All 12 minutes.
All 12 minutes?
All 12 minutes for Jabari Walker as part of that closing lineup with Edgecombe, Maxey, McCain, and Bona. So just impressive stuff once again. X, you got it, when it comes to Jabari Walker. Another really good signing. Quickly, Quentin Grimes struggled again. Yeah, he just we were saying it. He had 2 missed layups in transition
like back
early,
to back, like 30 seconds apart.
Yeah, they were right. They were back to back, and we know he goes at his 100 miles per hour, and he slows down. He knows how to. He's perfected the deceleration of it all. He just blew them, and he kept blowing those layups. He finished 2 for 9. Probably would have finished about 4 or 5 for 9 had he, really had it going. 6.7 assists though, which was a team high on the night, and 2 boards, 2 steals, just under 25 minutes. So the scoring again not there for him. Missed all 3 of his 3-point attempts. Bad stretch for him at the moment. It's just a bad stretch.
Yeah, I think sometimes the shots just don't fall, right? Like it's the law of averages. Sometimes they fall, sometimes they don't. Like they haven't been falling for him. They've been falling more often for Barlow. They've been falling more often for VJ Edgecombe, right? So I think it's just kind of these things balance out. Like there'll be a time, a week or two from now when, Grimes is, scoring 18, 20 points a game, and we're not even thinking about the stretch anymore. So I think it's just a bad run.
Yeah. Sometimes you have the bad ones, sometimes you have the good ones. McCain was playing well, so he got those final 12 minutes of the game. Yeah. So that's how it worked. And you gave up the height and all that stuff, but look, he was still rebounding McCain, assisting when he could, 5 and 5 in those 2 categories. And you got the assist from Quentin Grimes. He wasn't selfish. He was still passing the basketball. He only took 9 shots, where a lot of times we see that as 19 in 24 minutes.
Like he was
shooter, fired up. But maybe he was a little bit discouraged because of the few misses early, and he just could not get it going. But he's still fine. He's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's fine.
He's not. He's not giving up his the trade option. He's not going to do all that. He's going to be here all year. He's going to be part of the rotation, and that's just what it's going to be.
Yeah, that's the thing. He's probably going to be your first guy off the bench. Your guy you count on to give you your 15 points. Your microwave guy in the second quarter. Like it's fine. Like nothing's really going to change with that. I know people are in the chat are talking about they'd rather let Jared McCain get that time. I don't think Jared McCain's going to get that time this year.
You're going to get both.
Yeah,
both of them are going to get a lot of time.
Yeah, they'll both get a lot of time. They'll both probably check in together, when they sub in. But I think Quentin Grimes is probably going to get the lion's share of the minutes on the so-called 6-man, if you want to call it.
And we're talking about 55 games left,
right?
So there's a lot of basketball,
plenty of basketball
to be played. Where Grimes is going to have a 5-game stretch where he's probably averaging his average 17, where he's going off, where he hits for 25, he hits for 30, and the revenge game wasn't there for him tonight. They played them in the first week. The first game.
Yeah, they play them 2 weeks from now.
Yeah, first game after the New Year is against Dallas in Dallas. He might go off for 22 in that game and help you win on the road in that particular game. So we'll see. But just a tough night overall for him. Yeah. So that's pretty much everyone of what they did tonight. Again, we talked about how great they were on the glass, where they were 47 for 44, but it was really the offensive rebounding that stood out, 20-8. Defensively, again, they were a -9 in that category, but they made up for it with those second chance opportunities. And tonight they had 19 second chance points. 19 second chance points. They also did a heck of a job forcing turnovers. 18 they forced, and they made sure that they got buckets. They, capitalized with 23 points off of those 18 turnovers, where they protected the basketball just 10 turns, giving up 10 points on those turns. So I thought really good. We talk about fast break points a lot. Mavericks still did. It was too easy. They touched the paint a lot, especially in the third quarter. 21-19 fast break points. Just too many paint touches for the Dallas Mavericks.
Yeah, just way too many. Again, through 3 quarters, the Mavs were shooting 63% from the field. And they weren't shooting like a bunch of threes or anything like that. They had 95 points because they just were able to get 5 feet away from the basket every single time. Like the Sixers just had a hard time stopping Naji Marshall and Cooper Flagg from getting to the basket.
Easy.
That fourth quarter lineup again fixed a lot of those issues.
Here are the numbers for the game. I say point paint touches, way too many. 58 for the Sixers. 76 points for the Mavericks in the paint tonight.
Jeez.
And they scored 114 points.
Yeah, so you're just,
It's way too many points in the paint.
It's way too many points in the paint.
When you think you have one shot blocker, of course, in the Adem Bona, and then, but you got to keep them out of the paint on the perimeter where the defenders up top have to, you have to make it hard for them to get to the paint.
Right.
They weren't doing that. And then just not enough resistance at the rim.
Yeah, and think about it. In today's NBA, right, where we just see like just a barrage of threes, right? When a team gets like 70% of their points just about from paint touches, like you never see that. Like you never see that much of a disparity in paint touches versus like shots from threes like in the NBA anymore. But again, the Sixers were able to withstand it. Like it's fine. So
Bobby says 63%. Damn. Yes, 63% from the floor for the Dallas Mavericks through the first 3 quarters. And they end up overall
54.2.
54.
Yeah.
And in the fourth quarter alone, the Sixers defense, 30%.
Yeah, 7-23.
For the Dallas Mavericks there tonight. So just crazy stuff. Real fast, Cooper Flagg.
Yes.
Before we get out of here.
Cooper Flagg's really good.
He's really good, man.
And that's the thing. It's like,
and again, Barlow did a nice job slowing him down, but he still finished with 24.
Yeah, 24, 4, and 3. I think, if you had to, judge him in Edgecombe, kind of probably played to a draw-ish. Probably played to a draw. Edgecombe had 26, 6 and 4. Obviously, the Sixers won. So again, 10-9 Edgecombe. But
right.
Flagg, he just does everything well, right? Like, I don't know if he's like does anything at a star level, right? Like, I'm not like, oh my God, like this is amazing, but it's like he's always in the right spot. He can break that. He can break his man down one-on-one. He can get to the rack. He fills the lane. Like he's active on defense. He just does everything very well. So it's like this kid, who turns 19 tomorrow. Happy birthday. He
turns 19 tomorrow.
Happy birthday, Cooper Flagg. Like, goodness gracious, man. Like, if this is what we're starting at with Cooper Flagg, whew, like he's gonna be a problem. He's gonna be really good.
Yeah, this is why we were all ticked off, and Derek was mad when he wasn't mad because on lottery night when we were all sitting here, we were like, all right, they're in the top 3.
Yeah, there you go.
And I'm like, I'm satisfied.
You said, like top 3
but I
is
would
good.
like number 1 in Cooper Flagg, but I'm satisfied.
Right.
And Derek just sat there like this when the number 3 pick, the Sixers' name was called at number 3, and was like, damn it. Dallas was going to get that, and they absolutely did get that. Man, they hit the jackpot with this one.
They got one with that one.
Yeah, you lose Luka and you get Cooper Flagg. Man, that's tremendous. Yeah. So we'll see him in a couple of weeks because they're really good. He's really fun to watch. Really fun to watch. And these two are going to be going after it.
Yeah.
For the next couple of years.
Yeah,
for the next couple of years. So it's going to be fun. All right, we got to get ready to say goodnight to everybody and get ready for the roll call. We do want to say this. Number 1, we're off on Monday. We're not here Monday. We are off. But our team here overall, PHLY Network, will be at Reading Terminal, starting with Anthony Gargano and VG. Live from Reading Terminal again.
Nice.
Yes, nice. Live from Reading Terminal again. So make sure you tune in to everyone at Reading Terminal from the Philly show and the Eagles show as well at Reading Terminal. So if you're looking to head down, you got to get some last minute things food-wise for your holiday meals and all, head on over to Reading Terminal once again on Monday starting at 9 a.m. for the Anthony Gargano show with VG. Also, we'll be back on Tuesday for pregame, 6:30, right here on the PHLY Sixers pregame show with Rich, Bree, myself. We'll all be here. Hopefully we catch up with all of you once again. And then we're off for the rest of the way until Friday when the Sixers are back on the floor. So everybody, let's get to the world famous. It's time for the roll call.
Roll call.
Absolutely. We start off, Bobby Irish. What up, Bobby?
What up?
Bobby's like, damn. 63%.
That's 63%.
63%. Absolutely. Phil W., what up? Good to see you. We can't wait to have Kelly Oubre back. Hey, Jess.
Yeah, man.
She just jumped in here. I just saw Jess. I saw
Great win.
Nona. Hey, ladies. Great to see you. Yams. Good to see you as well. My mom is in the chat. She says, good show. Everybody be safe. Get home. Okay.
Thank you,
Mom. Markel Futz. What up, Futz? X-Man.
What up, X?
What up, X? Good to see you, X. As always, Tommy Jackson. You better love somebody to love somebody. Miko, effing suave. What up, Miko, effing suave. There, we also have in the chat here tonight, Luke, Vinny. What's up, Vince?
No, Vince.
See Vin, as always, my buddy. Who else do we have in here? B-Dog26. What up, big dog? And we have, am I missing some other people here? I'm sure I am. So many, 76ers TTP, 300 Travelers as well. I'm running out of names here. Reardon and Ivan. What up, Ivan? Good to see you.
What up?
And our good friend with the haikus, as always.
Yes.
With the super chat. Got to give some love, too.
Skunk.
What up, Skunk?
What up, Skunk?
Everybody hit the like button. James, I see you. Thank you. Everybody hit the like button. Hit that like button on the way out. Like and subscribe to the show. When you do, hit the bell icon as well. It will sound like that. Bree, thank you as always. Great job. And my man, Right
Die
here,
Hard?
Die Hard.
Come
Remember,
on.
look at
There
that
we
card.
go. There you go.
My man Roy.
Super
thank
official,
you
baby.
so much, Roy, for stepping in here tonight. Happy holidays to you and the family.
Happy holidays, my friend.
Much love. Everybody have a great rest of the night. We'll see you on Tuesday, 6:30 for the pregame show. Good night. John, peace. Peace.
We all silly like the mayor.